Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Francis, and it's cold outside, which means it's the perfect time to make some homemade hot chocolate. If you've grown accustomed to lackluster hot chocolate made from ripping open an envelope of powder and pouring that into a cup of hot water, I'm here to tell you that the real hot chocolate awaits. So what is the difference between hot chocolate and hot cocoa? Basically, the difference between hot chocolate and hot cocoa is that hot chocolate is made from real chocolate that is melted down and incorporated into a nice warm liquid, whereas hot cocoa comes just from cocoa powder or chocolate powder that you're mixing into a drink. When it comes to the ingredients for hot chocolate, you want to make sure you have the best quality chocolate you can find. Usually that means you're going to have dark chocolate as opposed to something like white chocolate or milk chocolate. Dark chocolate means it has a higher percentage of cacao in the overall product versus sugar or cocoa fat. Chocolate is mostly made up of cacao, which is like that chocolatey flavor you're getting, sugar, and cocoa butter, the fat. And if you want to have a great quality chocolate, you want to have less sugar and more cacao and a little bit of cocoa butter. So some really good dark chocolate would be 60% cacao or higher. I love 80% dark chocolate. It's pretty strong, but mixed in with all the rest of the ingredients, it makes an amazing hot chocolate. When it comes to the dairy that you want to use in your hot chocolate, you want to use a really thick type of dairy. So let's say whole milk, heavy cream, half and half. This is not the type of recipe that you want to skimp and use something like skim milk or water. If you're gonna have hot chocolate, you want it to be rich and flavorful and really to kind of fill you up on those cold winter nights. So I always like to start with whole milk and then add in some cream. Alright, so now I'm gonna show you how to actually make the hot chocolate. So first thing you want to do in making your hot chocolate is not just use chocolate chips or some kind of cheaper chocolate you buy at the grocery store. You really want to splurge for something more special here. So what I would do is either buy some baking chocolate or some really good quality chocolate bars, and you can buy these from bakeries or most grocery stores do have them. Now of course the ratios depend on how much hot chocolate you want to make, but for now let's start with one bar, and you want to unwrap it and you want to chop it into smaller pieces. If you use a big chocolate bar, you can usually shave it with a sharp knife, or you can use just any type of knife to kind of break it into smaller pieces. Then you're going to scoop those up and set them aside for right now. In order for that high quality chocolate to melt into your cream and milk and flavorings for your drink of hot chocolate, you have to gently warm it up and allow it to melt. In order to do that, you want to set your chocolate aside for right now and bring up to a simmer some milk, some sugar, some spices, and a little bit of cream. So the first thing we're going to do is add some whole milk to a small sauce pot. And you want to bring it up to a nice gentle simmer so it's starting to get warm and nice and loosey-goosey. Next we're going to add in our sweetener. You can use plain white sugar, or you can add your favorite type of non-sugar-like sweetener. But for me, I love using brown sugar because it has some sweetness, it also has some nice color and some depth from that molasses. So to the milk I'm going to add a few teaspoons of some brown sugar. And then I'm going to stir it just until that brown sugar fully dissolves. Next, we're going to add in our chopped chocolate. You want to stir it into that warm, sweet milk, and hopefully soon it will start to melt and fully emulsify into that liquid. It might take a while to melt, especially if you use a chocolate that is high in cacao or has less cocoa butter, but that's okay. Just give it some time to gently warm up. Make sure that your pot is on low and that you keep stirring it, and eventually all that great chocolate will melt into your milk and you'll have a white liquid that turns into a nice dark brown liquid. The chocolate will also give a really great aroma. You'll be able to smell it all over your house. It'll smell like childhood, and you'll also see that the liquid will start to thicken up a little bit. Then once your chocolate is melted, you want to add in your heavy cream and a little bit more of any flavorings that you want to add. So I'm going to add in some heavy cream. Putting in some heavy cream at the end of the cooking process really adds in some thickness, some great mouthfeel, and really adds some creaminess to your hot chocolate that makes it incredibly delicious. And the final step is just adding in a few extra flavorings that you might want to add to make your hot chocolate special. Some people add cinnamon, some people add some vanilla extract, you can add peppermint, you can add in some espresso powder, you can add in some sea salt, you can add caramel. Really, the options are endless. You can flavor your hot chocolate however you would enjoy it. Today, I'm going to keep it pretty classic and pretty simple, and I'm just going to add in some cinnamon. So into the pot, I'm going to add in some nice freshly ground cinnamon and stir that in to give it a great extra added flavor. And there you go. That's how you make hot chocolate. Take it off of the heat You can pour it into some warm mugs. If you want, you can add in some marshmallows. I love little ones, but you also can add giant ones. You can add in homemade marshmallows. The options are endless. So whether it's the winter time and you were just outside playing in the snow and you want to warm up with some hot chocolate indoors, or if it's just the middle of the summer and you're craving some delicious hot chocolate because you're missing Christmas when it's June, hot chocolate really is more like a dessert than it is just an easy drink, but that does not mean that it's not incredibly worth it. Sometimes hot chocolate just brings me back to my childhood, and there's nothing that I love more on a cold winter day. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe to Allrecipes. We make a ton of amazing, helpful videos that are going to be so useful for you in your kitchen. And down in the comments below, tell me your favorite things that you like to add to your hot chocolate. Do you add in caramel, espresso powder, more chocolate? But tell me how you make your hot chocolate at home. And don't forget to press the notification bell so you don't miss any of the great videos we do make. Until next time, I'm Matthew Francis.